the boy who vanished without a trace. One ordinary summer morning, a little boy was laughing in the warm Greek sunshine. Within minutes, he was gone. If you enjoy true crime documentaries, like this video and subscribe for more. This is the true story of Ben Needham. On July 24th, 1991, 21-month-old Ben disappeared from the Greek island of Kos. More than 3 decades later, investigators are still trying to answer one question that has never gone away. How can a child vanish in broad daylight without a single confirmed sighting? Ben had traveled from England with his mother, Carrie Needham, to spend the summer with his grandparents. They were helping renovate a farmhouse near the small village of Iraklis, a quiet rural area surrounded by olive trees, dirt roads, and farmland. To the family, it felt safe. The adults worked on the property while Ben played nearby. Family members later said he often wandered only a short distance before returning. It was an ordinary routine, repeated day after day. Nothing suggested this morning would be different. Around midday, Ben was seen playing outside while his grandparents worked. He was close enough that no one believed he was in danger. Then someone looked for him. He wasn't there. At first, nobody panicked. Children wander, they hide, they chase animals or explore nearby paths. His grandparents called his name. No answer. They searched the farmhouse. Nothing. The nearby fields. Nothing. As the minutes passed, concern quickly turned into fear. Neighbors joined the search almost immediately. Local residents spread across the surrounding countryside, checking abandoned buildings, wells, fields, and nearby roads. But Ben had vanished so completely that it was almost as if he had never been there. Greek police soon arrived and launched what became one of the country's largest missing child investigations. Search teams combed the rugged landscape. Divers searched nearby water. Helicopters flew overhead. Volunteers from across the island joined the effort. Roadblocks were established as officers interviewed witnesses who might have seen the toddler that morning. Investigators considered every possibility. Had Ben wandered away and become trapped somewhere? Had someone passing through the area taken him? Or had something happened that nobody had witnessed? Despite the enormous search, investigators found no clothing, no footprints that could be confirmed as Ben's, no physical evidence explaining where he had gone. As the first day ended, hope remained. Many believed the little boy would soon be found alive. But when dawn arrived the next morning, the search entered a new and far more difficult phase. Detectives realized they weren't simply looking for a missing child anymore. They were investigating a mystery. And one small detail from that morning would soon become one of the most debated parts of the entire case. As the hours turned into days, investigators faced a troubling reality. They had searched much of the area around the farmhouse, yet there was still no sign of Ben Needham. If a 21-month-old had wandered away on his own, many investigators believed they should have found something. A footprint, a piece of clothing, or another clue. Instead, the search produced almost nothing. That absence of evidence forced detectives to consider another possibility. Had someone taken Ben? Police interviewed family members, local residents, farm workers, and tourists. They examined the timeline minute by minute, trying to determine exactly who had been near the farmhouse that morning. Witnesses reported seeing Ben playing outside shortly before he disappeared. But after that, the accounts became less clear. Some people later believed they had seen a blonde toddler with unfamiliar adults in different parts of Greece. Others claimed to have seen a child matching Ben's description years later in countries across Europe. Each reported sighting was investigated. None could be confirmed. As media coverage spread across the United Kingdom and Greece, Ben's photograph appeared on television, in newspapers, and on missing person posters. His family pleaded for information, hoping that someone had seen something investigators had missed. Months passed, then years. Despite thousands of tips, no verified evidence established what happened to Ben after he was last seen near the farmhouse. One theory continued to receive serious attention. Construction work had been taking place close to where Ben disappeared. Heavy machinery, including excavators, had been operating nearby. Investigators asked whether an accident could have occurred without anyone immediately realizing it. At the time, however, there was no evidence proving such an accident had happened. The searches continued, and the missing person investigation remained active. Meanwhile, Ben's mother, Carrie Needham, refused to stop searching. She traveled repeatedly between Britain and Greece, gave countless interviews, and worked with investigators whenever new information emerged. Every reported sighting, every anonymous letter, and every possible lead offered another chance to find answers. But every promising lead eventually reached the same conclusion. There was still no verified evidence showing where Ben had gone. As the years became decades, the mystery only deepened. Then, long after many believed the case had gone cold, investigators decided to revisit one location that had been searched before. This time, they brought new equipment and a new theory that could change the entire investigation. For more than 20 years, Ben Needham's disappearance remained one of Britain's most enduring missing child cases. Investigators never stopped receiving tips. Some claimed Ben had been abducted and raised under a new identity. Others believed he had been taken out of Greece. Every credible lead was assessed, but none produced verified evidence of Ben's whereabouts. Then the investigation took a significant turn. British and Greek authorities revisited the construction site near the farmhouse where Ben had last been seen. By this point, investigators had developed a theory they believed deserved a fresh examination. According to the working theory, Ben may have wandered into an area where heavy construction equipment was operating. If that happened, investigators considered the possibility that he could have been struck accidentally by machinery, with the incident going unnoticed at the time. It was a theory, not a confirmed conclusion. In 2016, specialists carried out a new excavation using modern search methods. Areas around the former construction site were carefully examined in hopes of finding evidence that earlier searches may have missed. During the excavation, investigators recovered small bone fragments. The discovery immediately raised hopes that the family might finally receive answers after 25 years. The remains were sent for forensic examination. But the results brought another disappointment. Experts concluded that the bone fragments were not human. They came from an animal, meaning they could not explain what happened to Ben. Although no human remains were found, investigators did not completely abandon the accident theory. They continued to regard it as one possible explanation based on the available evidence, while acknowledging that it had never been proven. Importantly, no one has ever been charged in connection with Ben's disappearance. There is no verified evidence establishing that he was abducted. There is also no verified evidence proving that he died in an accident. Those uncertainties remain at the center of the case. For Ben's family, the excavation brought mixed emotions. It represented one of the closest moments they had come to learning the truth, yet it ended without the definitive answers they had hoped for. Even after decades, investigators still could not answer the question that mattered most. What happened to Ben Needham after he disappeared from that quiet Greek farmhouse? The search for that answer continues. More than 3 decades have passed since Ben Needham disappeared from the Greek island of Kos. His case remains officially unsolved. Over the years, investigators have followed thousands of leads from around the world. Reported sightings came from Greece, the United Kingdom, Germany, Denmark, Australia, and other countries. Each credible tip was reviewed, and many were investigated in cooperation with international authorities. None led to verified evidence that Ben was alive. Despite the lack of answers, the investigation has never been formally closed. Greek authorities have continued to cooperate with British police when new information emerges. Ben's details remain on missing person databases, and appeals for information have continued over the years. Ben's mother, Carrie Needham, has remained at the center of those efforts. She has repeatedly said that, while she hopes for answers, she also wants the investigation to be guided by evidence rather than speculation. As different theories surfaced, including abduction and the possibility of a construction accident, she has continued to support efforts to establish the truth, whatever that truth may be. That distinction matters. No court has determined what happened to Ben. No suspect has been convicted. No physical evidence has conclusively explained his disappearance. Today, investigators continue to distinguish between what is known and what remains unknown. Confirmed facts. Ben disappeared on July 24, 1991, near a farmhouse on the island of Kos while playing close to where his grandparents were working. Extensive searches began almost immediately, but no confirmed trace of him has ever been found. Unknown facts. Whether Ben wandered away, was abducted, or died in an accident remains unproven. Investigators have explored each possibility, but none has been established by conclusive evidence. That uncertainty is why Ben Needham's disappearance continues to be one of the United Kingdom's most enduring missing child investigations. Every anniversary serves as another reminder that, for his family, time stopped on that summer day in 1991. If someone knows what happened, that information could finally answer a question that has remained unanswered for more than 30 years. If you appreciate factual true crime documentaries based on verified evidence, rather than rumors or speculation, please subscribe to True Crime by Zush and turn on notifications. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and remember, in true crime, the truth belongs to the evidence,